Museum number 1, Nabiac.
Oh, Superman.
Indigenous meaning, place of the wild fig.
Oh, John.
European meaning, place of the wild hog. First thing we discovered
Oh, Mom and Dad.
was that there are really only 2 reasons for going to motorcycle museums. Reason 1, find a mint edition of the first bike you ever owned, certainly not looking like it did when you owned it.
Oh, Superman.
Reason 2, find a mint edition of the bike you really wanted when you owned your first bike.
Oh, John.
Funnily enough, this usually ends up being a Norton Commando. Unfortunately, Nabiac doesn't really have mint conditions of
Oh,
anything.
Mom and Dad.
We spent some time discussing the physics of speedway riding. Somewhere along the line we lost Peter.
I'm not home right now, but if you want to leave a message,
It was like
just
the
start
last
talking
scene in
and
Raiders of
sound
the Lost
your
Ark.
tone.
He wandered into the distant, dusty darkness, muttering about RD350s. Museum number 2,
Hello? This is your mother. Are you there?
Tamworth,
Are you coming home?
settled by the AAC. Later taken over by the AJS and the BSA. We were immediately taken by this museum
Hello? Is anybody home?
because the curator made us all a cup of tea.
Well, you don't know me,
It doesn't take much.
but I know you.
This is like Nabiac and a few gallons of Autosol.
And I've got a message.
We all love shiny things. It has an MV Augusta that came straight out of the box and straight onto the stand.
Here comes
Not one mosquito has ever been splattered across its fairing. Here we played What 3 Bikes?
So you better get ready,
Peter included a Norton Commando.
ready to go.
How predictable. Ian apparently chose one that wasn't even there.
Come as you are,
It was in a shed on a farm somewhere nearby.
you pay as you go.
Simon chose the mint Honda SL350.
Pay as you go.
In commemoration of his mate Colin's left testicle. That's another story. We met a bloke in the car park who had no front teeth, but he did have a supercharged Kawasaki H2. Apparently he didn't think it was fast enough,
And I said, okay.
so he had it tweaked to some horsepower figure we all got confused by. Well north of 200, it might have been 300. We have no photograph of him for legal reasons.
This is the hand.
Museum number 3, Design, Art, Desire, at Quagamo on the Brisbane waterfront. Quagamo stands for Quite a Grand Opportunity for Motorcycle Observation. We started with a timber-framed, steam-powered tricycle fueled by alcohol. Apart from the alcohol fuel bit, no one claimed this as their dream bike. Then there was the first BMW.
There's always force.
This proved that BMW have never made any radical leaps forward. Everything's been an incremental tweak from then up till Simon's bike. Notable features: Simon found a 125cc bike from the 1930s that made 45 horsepower. Then he put his glasses on and found the decimal point. Ian and Peter had finished the exhibition when Simon had methodically worked his way to bike number 6. Harley had 4 valves per cylinder in the 1920s. They had Burt Munro's Indian. The French made beautifully crafted motorcycles, but with 20% of the power of anybody else. Pinstripes are cool on any motorcycle, and we all need a Bruff Superior in our collections. Since we were all revved up by the exhibition, we then hired scooters and bicycles and terrorised the riverbank walk. What a bunch of scallywags.
In your automatic car.
Whoa! Hey! I'm moving at a high speed now.
Ding ding. Here we are in the thick of it with the peloton in the Tour de Brisbane. He's hunkering down for that final sprint.
Hang on.
I think we found an illegal propulsion device